run multiple businesses under one LLC? Here's the truth. The morning sun spilled golden light across the polished hardwood floors of a sleek downtown office, its glow reflecting off the glass walls that framed the city skyline like a masterpiece. Inside, the air hummed with quiet efficiency, the rhythmic clicking of keyboards, the distant murmur of negotiations, the occasional trill of a phone call cutting through the silence. It was a world of order, a sanctuary of structured ambition, where the rules were written in ink and contracts sealed in steel. Ethan Carter sat at the head of a long conference table, his fingers steepled before him, gaze unwavering as he listened to the confident pitch of his junior partner. He had built his empire from nothing, turning a single LLC into a network of thriving businesses, consulting, investments, real estate, even a venture into the lucrative world of digital branding. On the surface, he was a model of success, a man who had mastered the art of modern entrepreneurship, seamlessly running multiple businesses under a single entity. But beneath the polished veneer of success lay something far more precarious. Across from him, Vanessa Locke shifted in her seat, her sharp eyes flicking between the numbers displayed on her tablet. "It's all airtight," she assured him, a subtle smirk playing at the corner of her lips. "Every business operates independently on paper, but with the LLC as the umbrella, liability is contained. One bank account, one set of tax filings, no unnecessary complexity." Ethan nodded, though his mind was elsewhere, replaying last night's meeting in the dimly lit confines of an underground lounge, where handshakes held the weight of secrets and agreements were struck over whispered ultimatums. His world was built on calculated risks, on loopholes and strategic ambiguity, on the delicate balance between what was legal and what was possible. But even the best-laid structures had cracks, and lately,
Tension was
he had
small
felt
at
them
first,
widening.
almost imperceptible, a delayed wire transfer here, a flagged transaction there. But now, discrepancies lurked in the ledgers, subtle yet insidious, like a hairline fracture waiting to shatter under pressure. Ethan knew the danger wasn't in the businesses themselves, but in the way they were connected. The illusion of separation was just that, an illusion. One lawsuit, one misstep, and the entire empire could come crumbling down. The office door creaked open, breaking his reverie. In walked Dominic Hayes, an old friend turned legal advisor, his expression unreadable. He slid a folder across the table. "We need to talk." Ethan flipped it open, his stomach tight. A lawsuit. One of his smaller ventures, a marketing agency under the LLC, was being sued for contract violations. A minor dispute, or at least it should have been. But the way the complaint was written sent a chill down his spine. "They're not just going after the agency," Dominic said quietly. "They're coming after everything." Silence settled like a dense fog. Vanessa frowned, reaching for the papers. "That's impossible. The LLC doesn't protect you the way you think it does," Dominic cut in. "Not when a court decides there's enough reason to pierce the corporate veil." Ethan exhaled slowly, his mind already spinning through the implications. The security he had taken for granted, the seamless structure he had built, none of it was as impenetrable as he had believed. And if one thread was pulled, the entire fabric years. Ethan felt something he hadn't allowed himself to acknowledge: vulnerability. He had built his world on a foundation of calculated risks, but now, for the first time, the risks were calculating against him. The days that followed were a whirlwind of tense meetings and whispered discussions behind closed doors. Ethan's legal team scrambled for defenses, yet the cracks only deepened. A key investor suddenly pulled funding without warning, citing concerns over the lawsuit's fallout. Vanessa, ever the pragmatist, suggested splitting assets and dissolving certain ventures, but Ethan knew it wouldn't be enough. Then, the betrayal came. A late-night email, forwarded anonymous. Attached were internal documents, communications, agreements, bank transfers. Someone on the inside had been leaking information. Ethan's heart pounded as he scanned the files, dread hurling in his stomach, coiled snake. Every carefully constructed firewall was being burned away, exposing him to the elements. And then the real bombshell, a name: Vanessa. Ethan clenched his fists, his mind racing through 1,000 possibilities, each more damning than the last. Vanessa had been his closest ally, his right hand in the empire he built, and now the very foundation his trust had shattered. Had she always planned this, or had she simply seen cracks inside to push further apart? Dominic's voice was raised when he lined the front. "She's not just working against you," he said. "She's working with the lawsuit, the investor withdrawals, the lease. It wasn't a coincidence. It was a coordinated attack." And Ethan was trapped in the center of it all, watching his empire buckle under the weight of deception. The worst part, he hadn't seen it coming, and now he wasn't sure he could stop it. Then, the courtroom buzzed with tension, a gallery filled with journalists, industry peers, and skeptics waiting to watch the mighty fall. Ethan sat at the defendant's table, his lawyer whispering last-minute strategies, but it was already too late. The prosecution stood, presenting irrefutable evidence: financial misconduct, false documentation, a tangled web of fraud spanning years. Each word struck like a hammer, the weight of deception bearing down. And at the heart of it all stood Vanessa, her testimony delivered with chilling precision. The gavel struck like a death knell, the verdict guilty. The fallout was swift and brutal. His assets were frozen, his empire dismantled piece by piece. The businesses he had built were auctioned
auctioned off, picked apart like carrion by vultures in expensive suits. Investors who once sought his favor now turned their backs. The headlines streamed of his downfall. Corporate kingpin topples in fraud scandal. Sitting alone in a holding cell, Ethan replayed every choice, every miscalculation. He had built an empire, believing himself untouchable, but he had ignored the simplest truth. Power built on deception will always crumble. And now he was left with nothing but the wreckage of his own making. So what can we learn from Ethan's downfall? If you're thinking of running multiple businesses under one LLC, understand the risks. The illusion of protection can shatter in an instant, just like it did for Ethan. Always seek legal advice, structure your business wisely, and never underestimate consequences of blurred boundaries. If you found this story eye-opening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into business law and real-world case studies. Turn on notifications so you never miss a crucial lesson. See you in the next video.